Friends, I have a confession to make. I am obsessed with bloomers. They're roomy and comfortable while still having the same modesty as like Sophie shorts, but they're impossible to sexualize and they don't ride up on you. Not to mention, they're fun. Back in my college days, I had 4 roommates, and over the first break that we had, I think it was spring break after the first semester, I went home and I sewed all of us a pair of bloomers. And I still have mine. See? We would wear them in our boiling hot dorm and watch movies together, and they were so much better than wearing Sophie shorts because when you scooch down to get comfortable, they don't ride all the way up your booty crack. In fact, I never even noticed the seams of mine touching me at all. Seriously, these things are wedgie proof. I dare you, try to get a wedgie in a pair of bloomers. It will not happen. Actually, don't do that. That's weird. Forget I said that. Not to mention, if you are at all self-conscious about your booty in either direction, these things literally have you covered. You can't tell if the volume is from you or them, and you super can't tell if you have no volume whatsoever. Bloomers always have your back. Your backside. Historically, bloomers were open-crotched. This was because the only way to use the bathroom in a dress was to... Yeah, we're not gonna get into that. Bloomers, as we recognize them today, are largely a piece of historical fiction, but they're mostly modeled after the Turkish dress. And there are much better videos talking about this topic than I am about to make, so I'll link you to those. Turkish dress had a closed crotch because they were literally pants, and they were very controversial at the time because of the sudden change in women's dress. I don't really think the cool kids were wearing these, but that's okay, because I'm not a cool kid either. But let's talk about these pieces of historical fiction and what they're actually really good for. Now, I already mentioned that you can wear them casually around your house while watching movies with friends and eating snacks. That's a perfectly valid time to wear them. If you have a play or a performance and full accuracy isn't your goal, bloomers in the style that I tend towards are very, very practical, because sometimes you'll have scenes where the actors are making risky moves, shall we say. And if your skirts have an elastic waistband, which a lot do whenever you have quick changes involved, elastic waistbands can slide off the body if the hems are tugged on very suddenly. I've seen it happen, I've had it happen to me. And if someone's on stage for a rehearsal or, God forbid, a performance, you don't want to see modern day underwear staring you in the face. Partially for modesty, partially because it'll pull you out of the experience a little bit. So bloomers. Bloomers work really well for that. Or if you have a scene, for example, where you know that your actor is going to have their skirt come up, bloomers are fantastic for that too. A personal example, for Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, our queen character had a pratfall where her dress was going to come up and she was going to be seen wearing her bloomers. And then a little bit after that, she had a pajama scene where she's going to be running around half naked in her pajamas. And we didn't want either of those to be sensual in any way. We wanted them to be a funny moment. Chitty Chitty Bang Bang has a lot of really sketchy things that can either be perceived as funny or wildly inappropriate. For example, the child catcher. Anyways, we made these bad boys for the queen to wear under her dress. And it did get a laugh when she flipped up her skirt and had these on underneath. Mostly because of the very nice stripey print. I think that translated well. Also, they just look ridiculous. Ugh. Really quick, I'm gonna talk about how most performers with a V wind up treating theirs. Spoiler alert, it's not very nice. When you're performing for a show, especially if it's a musical, you tend to be wearing clothes that are close to the body or athletic wear, and those have the tendency to chafe you mildly, especially if you're moving a lot and sweating, which, if you're performing under lights, you're doing exactly that. Leotards wind up riding up into you, especially if they don't fit right, and I've talked about this before, but we're gonna talk about it again. This hurts a lot, and when you're under lights and you're moving a lot, you're creating a moist, chafed environment. and that needs time to heal. And what a lot of people I knew in the performance vein of things just wound up doing was wearing a dress that was long enough that they felt comfortable. I don't know how to say this. They just wouldn't wear anything under it. And that floats some people's boats. Not gonna trash on that. But if, like me, you are a shameless prude, you might want to invest in some bloomers or some harem pants. Something along those lines where nothing's touching you. Now, on your day off, wearing bloomers that are made out of natural cotton and don't actually touch you can give you some really nice time to rest without risking your cat escaping. Actually, even the polyester ones that I wore worked really nicely for that same purpose. So natural cotton, while it is fantastic, is not even really necessary. Just having a nice open breezy environment for you to put your body in, A++. Also, the need to air out down there is scientifically backed. I'll link some journals up above for you to peruse at your leisure if you're into reading scientific journals. I know I am. Another great solution for this is silk harem pants. I know at my college there was always a yearly fair where these people would come and they would sell them, and they were like 20 bucks a pop, and they were fantastic. 100% silk, and all the proceeds went back to the people in India who'd made them. It was amazing. And I wore those, like, I practically lived in those during rehearsal week for Orchesis, which is kind of gross, but I did wash them, I pinky promise. If I was feeling raw, I would wear these to practice, and it was just heaven on earth. Because I still had full range of motion, but I was breezy. Also, tap pants under a skirt might have the same effect, but I have noticed that French knickers or tap pants tend to have a seam, a vertical seam that's a very harsh V from the legs and looks like it could potentially ride up and dig. Unlike with bloomers where you have sort of a flat panel that winds up being constructed at the bottom that can press under the right circumstances, but it never digs quite in the same way. At least none of the ones that I've ever made or worn have done that. Do you enjoy bloomers, or are they something you would never be caught dead in? Also, if you like these bloomers, I happen to have a pattern available. $3 a pop, and there's 4 sizes, ranging from size extra small to size extra large. And that is a very big difference, if I do say so myself. Check out the pattern chart right here if you are wondering if they will fit on your beautiful body. Spoiler alert, they probably will. Shameless self-promotion aside, thank you so much for checking out this video and staying all the way to the end. You guys are fantastic, and it really means the world to me that people are interested in the things that I have to make and to share. Thanks for geeking out about sewing with me. I really hope that I'm helping inspire some of you guys to pick up a needle for yourself and make things. I find it really rewarding, and you might too. Anyways, that's all I have for today. Bye, friends! My chair sounds like a ghost that's like been trapped. I really hope that I'm helping you guys I may look like a cupcake, but I'm a happy cupcake. This video's a mess. Thank you so much. This is wildly uncomfortable. Great. Great. There we go. Let's just... Yup. See how fun that was? We never would have had this much fun without the bloomers.